So good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, very good.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. Okay, so your second module, AC circuits, is over. Going to start with the module 3. Okay, so here this is completely about the magnetic circuits. Okay, so here we are going to discuss some of the magnetic circuits and do the analysis. Okay, so before we start with, so this the term that is electromagnetics or electromagnet. Okay, that plays an important role in so many real-time devices. Okay, so that is the devices includes the generator, the transformers, even the antennas, the microwave ovens. All these uses this electromagnetics. Okay, they are all electromagnetic devices where we have the magnetic field and the electric field. So you all might have studied already. The magnetic field is created in your when there are two magnets placed. Okay, but same thing we have a there is another interesting thing invented by Faraday, that is called electromagnet. Electromagnet is nothing but you will have a core, you will have a magnetic material as a core, and the coil is wounded over the core, and when there is an electricity passed through the coil, there is going to be a magnetic field. When there is a change in the current, the magnetic flux will also be produced. Okay, so this is going to generate an EMF also. There is going to be an EMF produced also due to this change in, due to this. Okay, so which you have learnt as a induction principle, right? Okay, so now we are going to have some of the circuits, that is because all these devices are basically electromagnetic devices. So to understand the concept of all these things, we are going to consider we are going to discuss some of the basic electromagnetic circuits. Okay, so here before we start with, so far we were discussing only the electric circuits. Okay, so which are conductively coupled, that is so far we were discussing the circuits consisting of the resistors, right, resistors and all the other passive components also. Okay, so there were source. So now due to the source, so there will be a current. Okay, there will be a current from one loop to the other loop. Okay, so there we have discussed different analysis methods, all those things. Now here in this magnetic circuits, when you have two loops with or even without contacts also, there is going to be a there is going to be an electric field produced in one coil because of the other coil. Okay, even though there is no coupling between the two coils, there is no connection between the two coils. Okay, so there is going to be a field generated in one coil by the other coil. Okay, so now these two coils are called as magnetically coupled. Okay, so now we are going to discuss this principle in detail. Okay, that's nothing but your electromagnetic circuits. Okay, so here first let's consider a very simple circuit consisting of only one inductor. Okay, let's consider circuit with one inductor. Okay, so here the inductor is connected to a electricity. Okay, battery, or there is going to be a, because of the supply, there is going to be a change in current. So there is going to be a current flowing through this inductor. Okay, so now this inductor, let us consider the number of turns of this inductor is n. Okay, so here we are considering a circuit comprising of only one inductor connected to the current. Okay, there is an electricity passing through this inductor. So now this inductor is having n number of turns. Okay, so now due to the flow of current, there is going to be a magnetic field, and then magnetic flux is also produced. Okay, that is the force is also produced. Okay, so now due to, according to the Faraday's law, as we discussed already, there is going to be a EMF induced here, that is voltage is going to be generated over here. Okay, so now this voltage induced in this coil. Okay, so we have the current flowing through this inductor, due to which there is going to be a flux which is going to generate an EMF, which is going to generate a voltage. Now the voltage induced in this coil is equal to N into d phi by dt. We know this already, right? Faraday's law. Okay. So now here, now if it is a normal magnet, then fine. Whereas for the electromagnet, the flux, who's going to produce this flux? The change in current. Okay. So for this electromagnet, the flux is produced by the current. Okay. So now this equation. So now the change in current is going to produce change in flux. So now this equation can be rewritten like this. Okay. So what is it we have written? Since the current is going to change the flux, no, so we are just simply we are writing multiply and divide this by di. Okay, so now current is involved, right? So now this equation can be modified as d phi by dt into di by dt. Okay, so d phi by di into di by dt. So di will cancel. Okay, so now again this is rewritten as L into di by dt. So now what do we understand as L? L is nothing but the inductor or the inductance of the coil. Okay, so L is nothing but the inductance of this coil. Okay, so now what is L? L is nothing but N into d phi by dt. Okay, so what is N? N is nothing but the number of turns of the coil, and d phi by di is nothing but change in flux with respect to change in current. Okay, so now this inductance is commonly, or this inductance is referred as self-inductance. Okay, why this is referred as self-inductance? Because there is going to be a voltage generated, because it is going to, there is going to be a voltage only due to the flux linked with this coil. Okay, voltage induced in a coil because of the current flowing through this coil, not because of any other coupling. Okay, so here we have a voltage induced due to this current. Okay, so this inductance is nothing but self-inductance. Okay, so now let us consider another simple circuit. So here we have two coils. Here we have two coils close to placed close to each other. We have there are two coils, and then now to understand this mutual inductance, what we do, only one coil is connected with the electricity, or the current is flowing through only one coil, the other coil is left open. Okay, so now to introduce now to understand this magnetic coupling and to understand the concept of this mutual inductance, we are considering a circuit where only one coil is having a current flow, the other coil is just an open circuit. Okay, so now the inductance of this coil is taken as L1, and for this coil the inductance is taken as L2. Okay, and then N1 and N2 are the number of turns for the coil 1 and coil 2. Okay, so now there is going to be a flux linkage. There is going to be a flux. Okay, why it is going to? Because we have an electricity, the current is going to flow through this, due to which we have a magnetic field, and there is going to be a magnetic flux. Okay, so now due to this current, we'll have another flux component due to, that is the, this 511, and then we'll have the another component, that is this flux is going to link with the other coil which is placed closer to this. Okay, so now there are two flux components. One is going to be due to this current I1, there is going to be a flux here, also there is going to be a flux produced here. Okay, so due to this we'll have the voltage generated at this side also. Because of this single current electricity, that is single source, we are going to have the voltage induced in coil 1, also coil 2. Okay, whereas voltage induced in coil 1 is due to the flux linkage to this inductance. Now whereas some part of the flux is going to be linked with the other coil also, so which is going to generate an EMF V2. Okay, so now V1 can be written as N into d phi by dt, d phi 1 by dt, whereas voltage induced in coil 2 will be N into d phi 1 2 by dt. Okay, because it's going to be a flux linkage in coil 2 due to the flux 1. Okay, so now this equation as usual, like how we discussed here, no, the same way, because this is an electromagnet, so the flux linkage is due to the change in current. So this equation is rewritten as n into d phi by di into di by dt. So now this is written as L into di1 by dt. So what is L1 here? This L1 is nothing but self-inductance of coil 1. Okay. So now again, due to the flux linkage phi 1, 2, we have another voltage, right? At this side. On this side, we have another voltage V2, right? So now this V2 is nothing but N2 into, to differentiate this flux, it is written as phi 1, 2. Okay, phi 1, 2 is nothing but flux links in coil 2. Flux linkage in coil 2. Okay, so now again here, as usual, the flux is due to the change in current. So this can be rewritten as N into d phi by di into di by dt. Now, this N into d phi 1, 2 by di1 is called as mutual inductance. Why this is called as mutual inductance? Because of the magnetic coupling, there is going to be a flux linkage to coil 2 due to this. Okay, so now this inductance is called as mutual inductance. Now this inductance is called as mutual inductance. We represent this mutual inductance as 2-1, M21. M is nothing but mutual inductance. The subscript 2-1 is nothing but mutual inductance in coil 2 with respect to coil 1. Due to the current flowing in coil 1, there is going to be a flux linkage which is going to produce an EMF, and this inductance is called as mutual inductance. So we represent it as M21. So what is M21? Mutual inductance in coil 2 with respect to coil 1. Okay, so now this voltage is also called as mutual voltage. This voltage can also be called as mutual voltage. Now, same way, what we do? We consider the coil 1 is open and coil 2 is connected with the source, connected with the, or there is going to be a current flow in coil 2 and coil 1 is open. So as usual, here we'll have two flux components. One will be the flux in coil 2, the other one will be, because of this magnetic coupling, there is going to be a flux linkage in coil 1 also. Okay, so phi 22 is the flux linkage in coil 2 due to this current I2. Okay, whereas phi 21 is the flux linkage in this coil 1 due to the current I2. Okay, so now this is two flux components, that is phi 21 and phi 22. As usual, we can write it as voltage induced in coil 2 is nothing but N into d phi by dt. So now here again flux is due to the change in current, so this can be written as L2 into di2 by dt. So now what is L2 here? L2 is nothing but self-inductance of the coil 2. Okay, same way. So now here there is going to be another voltage, even though this is open circuit, due to the flux linkage in coil 1, because of the current I2, we'll have the EMF generated, voltage generated here also. This V1 is equal to N1 into d phi 21 by dt. Okay, d phi 21 by dt. We know that the flux linkage is due to the change in current, so we rewrite the equation. Now here, this is understood as M12. What is M12 here? Mutual inductance of coil 1 with respect to coil 2. Actually, coil 1 is open circuit, but because of the current I2, there is going to be a inductance and there is going to be a voltage generated here. Now this M is understood as mutual inductance at coil 1 with respect to coil 2. Okay, so now again here we'll have a mutual voltage. Okay, so now what is that we understand? Mutual inductance is also, what is that we understand? So here mutual inductance is also going to have some voltage induced. Okay, so by the time varying current. Okay, so now the mutual inductance is possible only when there is a change in current. Mutual inductance is also possible. That is, if you recollect, we discussed now in DC circuits, generally we don't consider this inductor. Why don't we consider the inductor? Because the voltage induced is due to the flux linkage. That is possible only when there is a change in current. Okay, so now when you have a constant current, you will not have magnetic field and you will not have the voltage. So the voltage will be zero and this will behave like a short circuit. So here the mutual voltage is also possible only when there is a change in current. Otherwise, this will also behave like a short circuit. Okay, so now here, what is this? How do we understand this mutual inductance? Mutual inductance is the ability of a inductor to produce a voltage across a neighboring inductor. Okay, so self-inductance is nothing but due to the change in the flux, due to the current flowing through this coil, there is going to be a voltage, there is going to be a there is going to be EMF introduced, and this inductance is called a self-inductance, whereas mutual inductance is nothing but the ability of one inductor. This inductor is able to induce a voltage at the neighboring inductor. Okay, so now this inductance is understood or can be called as mutual inductance. Again, here mutual inductance is also measured with a unit called Henry. Okay, so what is that notation we have? Generally, the inductor we used to represent with L. Generally, the inductors we used to represent with L and unit is Henry. Whereas here, because of the coupling between the two coils, one inductor is able to produce an EMF to the neighboring coil. So now this inductance, neighboring coil inductance, is called as mutual inductance and represented with the letter M. And again, here the unit is also Henry. Again, the same thing applicable here. So now the EMF generated or voltage induced in this coil due to the mutual inductance is also possible when the current is a varying current. If you have a constant current, again here, or a DC current, then again here the self-inductance and mutual inductance is not possible. You will have a short circuit thing. Okay, so now this mutual inductance, we understood what is this mutual inductance and what is the voltage due to this mutual inductance. Okay, so this mutual inductance value is going to be some quantity with positive. Okay, now whereas the EMF induced or the voltage generated due to this mutual inductance, polarity of that voltage is very important. Okay, you know that, right? To analyze the circuit, to analyze this magnetic circuit, that is electromagnetic circuits, this voltage and current direction is very important. So voltage, we need to have the polarity, that is with respect to this point, whether it is the positive voltage or a negative voltage. That's very important. Okay, so now for this coil there is no problem, because with reference to this current direction or with reference to the applied voltage, we are able to find the voltage. Whereas due to this mutual inductance, we are having some voltage, right? So how do we determine the polarity? How do we find the polarity of this voltage? Okay, it's very difficult to determine because this voltage polarity is depending on the Lenz law, and it is depending on how the coil, these two coils are constructed and how it is placed. It's going to depend on so many parameters. Okay, so to analyze this circuit, it is not easy to represent the coil construction is going to be like this and the orientation of coil is like this. All these representations in a circuit is very difficult. So how the circuit engineers, they are going to analyze this, they are going to follow something called dot convention. Okay, let me repeat. So this is an inductance. Okay, so now because of this because of this mutual inductance, we'll have the voltage. Now the polarity of the polarity of the voltage due to this mutual inductance is very important. Okay, to determine, that is, this polarity is depending on so many things. Okay, so what is the current direction, how these two coils are oriented, how two coils constructions are there, and Lenz law, everything is involved here. So now for analysis purpose, to determine this mutual voltage, they follow something like a dot convention. Okay, so the dot convention, what is the purpose of dot convention? Why do they represent these dots here in this magnetic circuits? It is used to determine the EMF induced due to the mutual inductance. For self-inductance, no problem, because this is the current flow and I know that this is the current, so obviously my voltage, induced voltage, is going to be like this. Whereas due to this mutual inductance, I have my EMF, right? So how will be the polarity of this EMF? So determine, to find that, we have something called dot convention. Okay, so that's the reason in all these circuits there is a dot representation. Okay, so now as per this dot convention, two things we have to remember. Okay, so how do they represent this dot, or what is this dot convey to us? Okay, so two things. Okay, the first thing is there are 2 points we need to remember as far as this dot convention is concerned. Okay, so here only 2 things are there. One is with respect to this dot, whether the current is the entering current or leaving current. Whether the current is the entering current or leaving current. See here, as far as this dot is concerned, we have an entering current. Okay, whereas as far as this dot is concerned, the current enters here, but at this side it's a leaving current. Okay, so now if a current enters the dotted terminal of one coil, okay, if the current enters the dotted terminal of one coil, the reference polarity of the mutual voltage, that is, this is by here only I have a current, so I'll have the voltage generated at this side due to this voltage is nothing but mutual voltage, right? So now this mutual voltage is positive at the terminal. Let me repeat. So here we have two possibilities. One is at the dot side, whether we have an entering current or leaving current. Okay, based on that only we have two statements. The first statement is when you have a current entering at the dot terminal. Okay, now the mutual voltage polarity, the reference polarity of this mutual voltage is positive at the dotted side. Okay, here we have the mutual voltage which is going to be positive. Okay, second thing, if the current leaves the dotted terminal, then the polarity of the mutual voltage is negative at the dotted terminal. Hope the statements are clear. I think you are able to understand. Now we discussed, we have two inductance. Okay, one is self-induct. If you have only one coil, then there is no problem. Now all these are when you have the magnetically coupled circuits. Okay, so here as far as this magnetic coupled circuits are concerned, when you have a changing current, then we have something called EMF induced and flex linkage, all those concepts. Okay, and then the placing of the coils, we are going to have the two coils placed, right? The how closer they are, that is also very important. If the two coils are placed very far away, then definitely there is going to be there is no coupling and there is no mutual voltage, all these things. Okay, so now here when you have two coils, one is nothing but self-induced voltage due to the self-inductance. The other one is due to this current flow, there is going to be a flex linkage which is going to produce some voltage, that is mutual voltage. Now, all these things we are discussing just to understand how the polarity of this voltage due to the mutual inductance. We call it as mutual voltage. Okay, so for that we have something called dot rule. We have something called dot rule, and we have the dot representation in all the circuits. Okay, so now here there are two statements. It's very clear, that is at the primary side, and this side only we have a current flow, right? If the current is entering at the dot terminal, then the polarity induced at the, that is the mutual voltage induced, will be positive at the dot terminal. At the dot terminal, the polarity of the voltage will be positive. Okay, the other possibility is if the current is the leaving current at the dotted terminal. If the current is the leaving current at the dotted terminal, then the mutual voltage, which is going to be induced the other coil, right? The mutual voltage will be negative at the dotted terminal. Okay, so now with respect to this rules, let us see how the voltage can be okay. So now we have 4 different combinations. We have 4 different combinations. Let us try to find out. Already it's given. Now let us try to understand how the polarity is written. Let us try to understand how the polarity is written. Okay. So here this is an entering current. This is an entering current with respect to this dot 1. Okay. So what is the first rule says? So if the current is entering current at the dot terminal, then the mutual voltage EMF will be positive polarity at the dotted terminal. That's the reason it is written as V2 is plus minus M into di1 by dt. Okay, so now here we have the second combination. in the second combination also the current is entering current only. Entering current at this terminal, and the mutual voltage induced at the dotted terminal is positive. Here we'll have the positive voltage, but when we measure the voltage at this terminal with respect to this, so definitely this will be minus. Let me repeat if I'm not clear. Here we have the dot representation here and here. Okay, so as per the first rule, as per the first dot rule, when you have the entering current at the dotted terminal, then voltage, mutual voltage will be positive at the dotted terminal. So here it is positive. But how do we represent the voltage? Voltage is represented as plus with respect to this reference. Since this is plus, this will be a negative voltage. Minus m into di by dt. Minus m into di by dt. Okay, my original voltage is like this. Since we measure the voltage at the opposite side, we'll have minus m into di1 by dt. Okay, same way. Okay, so now here current is leaving. So second point. What is the second point? When you have the leaving current at the dotted terminal, when you have the leaving current at the dotted terminal, then the polarity of the voltage will be negative. Okay. So when you have the, how do I say this is a leaving current? Because the current is going to enter like this, no? So at the dotted terminal, it's a leaving current. At the dotted terminal, it is a leaving current. Okay. So when you have a leaving current at the dotted terminal, then the voltage produced here will be negative. Negative. Okay. Here we'll have a negative voltage. Okay. At the dotted terminal, we have a negative voltage. That's the reason it is written as minus m into di2 by dt. That's the reason it is written as minus m into di by 2 by dt. This voltage will be a negative voltage, no? Minus m into di by dt. Okay. Same thing. So here we have a leaving current. At this dot we have a leaving current. So obviously this voltage will be a negative voltage. So if this voltage is negative, then obviously this will be a positive voltage. My reference is plus minus. So this will be plus m into di2 by dt. Okay. Any confusion in this? Because based on this only we'll have so many analysis considering different circuits. Any doubt in this?
Ma'am, the voltage and the EMF are the same, ma'am.
Yes. Sometimes I used repeated, no? So voltage and EMF is same.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So one final thing. So here with respect to this, the entering current at this dot, so the voltage is positive, no confusion. So here we have an entering current and this voltage will be positive. Since I measure the voltage at this side, it's written as minus m. Okay. So here this is a leaving current. So this voltage will be negative. So we have minus m into di by dt. Here this is a leaving current. So this voltage will be negative. So since we measure here, it's plus m into di2 by dt. That's all. Very simple. Okay. So now when you have the series connected magnetic circuits. When you have the series connected magnetic circuits. Yes.
Can you please explain the second circuit once again?
Yeah. The second circuit, this one. Is this one?
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am, this one.
Yes, 1 minute. Okay. So see, this is the second circuit. So now only one thing we have to remember. So one is the entering current or leaving current. So it's obvious this is my dot. So my current is entering like this. Okay. So this is the entering current. Okay. So as per the first dot rule, if the current enters the dotted terminal, then the polarity of the mutual voltage is positive at the dotted terminal. So my dot at the secondary side is placed here. So this voltage is positive. My original voltage is like this. Since I measure my V2, since I represent my V2 like this, it's written as minus m into di1 by dt. Is this clear? See, as per the dot rule, this is entering current. So my mutual voltage will be, if it is an entering current, the mutual voltage will be positive at the dotted terminal. So my voltage is positive at this dotted terminal with respect to the reference node. But my V2 is measured at this terminal with respect to this reference terminal. So since it is opposite to that of this, so we are writing minus m into di1 by dt. Very simple. Is this clear?
See,
Is this clear?
I understood that according to this dot convention in the second coil,
Yes.
Near the dot, it will be positive.
Yes,
But
correct.
why have we written a minus here near the wire?
That's why I'm repeatedly saying. So here we have a positive polarity, but how is V2? It's written as plus minus. How is V2 written? It's plus minus, no? That's why this polarity, this plus minus is opposite to that of this plus minus. That's the reason we are writing minus M into di1 by dt. So here the mutual voltage with respect to this terminal will be minus. Whereas here, if I measure the voltage like this, then it is going to be plus M. Since V2 is written as this way, it's going to be minus M into di1 by dt. My voltage due to this mutual inductance, this mutual voltage will be positive here at this dotted side. But my V2 is nothing but voltage at this terminal with respect to this ground. Okay, now since I'm measuring the voltage at this terminal, it's going to be a negative value. See, already we have discussed, no, any voltage is nothing but it's measured between two terminals. Okay, so now when I have the representation like this, then what does it mean? When I measure the voltage, voltmeter, when I measure at this side with respect to this, then I will have plus 5. Instead of that, if I connect my voltmeter minus with respect to this, then obviously this will give us minus 5 volt. I have a battery like this. I have my DC supply like this. Now I connect a voltmeter in this way. That is, I try to measure the voltage at this terminal with respect to this. Then definitely I'll be getting plus 5. Now I swap. What do? I measure the voltage at this terminal with respect to this. So now what? Obviously, I will be getting a reverse voltage or opposite voltage. That's going to be minus 5. Same concept here. As per the dot rule, the voltage, mutual voltage will be positive at this dot. Since the voltage is measured at this terminal with respect to ground, this voltage is nothing but minus M into di by dt. That's all. Very simple. See, I have my primary coil, I have my secondary coil. So maybe I will say if this is V2, okay, then if this is V2, no doubt at all, M into di by dt. I have my dot here, okay. So here I have a positive voltage. So if I write my V2 like this, then there is no doubt M into di by dt. Okay, so instead of that, if I write my V2 like this, then obviously this will be opposite to that of that. That's all. Is this clear now? Am I clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Same concept here also. Same concept here also. So here we have a leaving current. So I have the negative voltage. I have the negative voltage. I measure the voltage here. So I have minus here. Here I'll have the negative voltage. But since the voltage is measured here with respect to this, it's plus here. Okay, it's plus it. That's all, nothing else. Okay. Now, series connect, magnetic circuits. When you have two coils connected in series, what will be the total inductance? When you have two coils connected in series, what will be the total inductance? Okay. So, how is this equation? Can anyone justify this equation with respect to the discussions what we had so far? Can anyone? Okay, so now we have two coils connected in series. Okay, so now I can consider this way. This is nothing but series connection, no? So definitely there is going to be a coupling between these two coils, and there is a concept of mutual inductance here. Am I right or not? Am I right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So now here we are going to find the total inductance. So now how we discuss total resistance using the Ohm's law, right? Same concept we are going to apply here. So here the dot convention is very important. Dot convention is to determine the mutual voltage. Okay. So here we have a coil 1. I have current flowing through this, and I have coil 2, current flowing through this. Okay. So now I'll have two voltages. In series connection, in series connected circuits, the total voltage will be divided between the two elements. So now the total voltage will be equal to V1 plus V2. Okay. Now can anyone tell me what is V1? Now can anyone tell me what is V1? V1 is going to be voltage induced in coil 1 due to the self-inductance also due to the mutual inductance. Due to the self-inductance, also the mutual inductance. Okay. So now this due to the self-inductance, it's going to be L into di by dt. L into di by dt. Okay. So now the mutual inductance is going to be M into the same current, because in series connected circuit, the same current is going to flow here, right? So due to this, I'll have M into di by dt. Okay, so now how do I write this is plus M into di by dt or minus M into di by dt? How do we say that this is plus M into di by dt or minus M into di by dt? See here, it's written the current is entering current. Okay, so this is the entering current. So now the voltage induced at this dot is going to be positive. Okay, I'm measuring my voltage at this terminal with respect to this. This is my V2. So obviously this will be plus M into di by dt. No doubt in that. Okay, so now this is your V1. Okay, so now what will be your V2? V2 is going to be the current, the voltage due to the self-inductance, also the mutual inductance. Okay, so now due to the self-inductance, we have L into di by dt. That is L2 into di by dt plus M into, because why I'm not writing M1 to M21, because the same current is going to flow through this coil. So the mutual inductance value is going to be same. Okay, because the mutual inductance is going to be same. So plus M into di by dt. So now here, how do I write plus M? How do I write plus M? Because current enters here. So now the voltage at this dot will be positive. Okay, now this is mutual voltage. This is the voltage at this due. Okay, so due to the mutual flux, right? So now here, now the current is entering here. So obviously there will be a mutual voltage here, which is going to be positive at this time, So here also mutual voltage is going to be positive because current enters here. So the mutual voltage will be positive at this dot. At this dot also positive. That's the reason. Here also it is written as plus M into di by dt. For this coil also it's written as plus M into di by dt. So now what will be your total voltage? L1 into di by dt plus L2 into di by dt. I have a same current now, that's why I'm using same I. Okay, plus 2 times of M into di by dt. Okay, so now this total current, if I consider my total current as I, then as usual, here this total inductance L into di by dt. So now the total inductive effect of this series connected circuits is written as L into di by dt. Okay, so now this L can be written as L1 plus L2 plus 2M. Okay, so when you have a series aiding connection, that is when you have dots both this way. Okay, now we have the same series connected magnetic circuit, but this is dots are in the different places. Now the dots are in the different places. Okay, so now how will be the mutual voltage? For this coil and also for this coil? Okay, so now again here V1 will be equal to the voltage produced at coil 1 due to the self-inductance and the mutual inductance. Okay, and then here V2 will be the voltage induced in this coil due to the self-inductance L2 and the mutual inductance M. Okay, now let us determine the polarity of this mutual voltage. Okay, so what will be the voltage? Since my dot is here, now the current is entering current or leaving current as far as this dot is concerned? The current is entering current or leaving current? The current enters here, so obviously it's a leaving current. Okay, this is the leaving current. The voltage, mutual voltage will be negative. As per the dot rule, since my current is a leaving current at this dot, so my voltage will be negative here. Okay, so my V1 will be minus M into di by dt. Okay, now let us consider voltage at L1. Okay, so since at this dot I have an entering current, so here my voltage will be positive. Okay, I have an entering current at this dot, so the mutual voltage will be positive over here. Okay, but how do I measure the V2? V2 is measured like this. So here I will have minus M into di by dt. I do not know how many of you are clear. 1 minute, let me take a new slide. Okay, so very simple here. So in your previous circuit, we had okay, this is your first circuit. I had my dot here and here. Okay, so as far as the self-inductance is concerned, no problem. I have an entering current, so this voltage will be positive. This voltage will also be positive. L1 into di by dt and L2 into di by dt. Now we will have the mutual inductance because current enters here. So due to this current, I'll have the mutual voltage. At the same time, current is flowing through this coil also. So due to this current, we'll have the mutual voltage here also. I'll make my point clear. So I'll have the mutual voltage in both the coils because current is flowing through both the coils. Previously, the circuit, what we considered, just to understand the mutual inductance, we considered only one side is connected with the source, the other side is open. Whereas here, I have my closed circuit, so current is flowing through both the coil. So due to this current, I'll have the mutual inductance here, and due to this current, I'll have the mutual voltage here. Okay. So now we are trying to find out what is the polarity of this mutual voltage. Okay. So as per the dot rule, I have my entering current here, so the voltage will be positive here. M into di by dt. Okay. So now this is my entering current. So my mutual voltage here will also be positive, M into di by dt. So it's very simple. We are able to write 2 times of M into di by dt. Okay. Whereas the second circuit, I have my dot here and here. Okay. So now I have my current like this. Series circuit, I have my current like this. Okay. So now my current is entering here. So how will be the voltage here? When your current is entering at the dotted terminal, the voltage will be positive. At the dotted terminal, the voltage will be positive. Here you have a positive voltage. But how do I represent my V2? My V2 is represented like this. So V2 is nothing but minus M into di by dt. Any doubt in minus M? Since my current is entering here, I have my voltage positive. But my V2 is measured like this. So this side it is minus M into di by dt. Here we have a positive mutual voltage, but my voltage measurement is like this. So I have minus M into di by dt. Okay. Now let's try to see how will be the mutual voltage here. Okay. So now here I have a leaving current. In second coil at the dot, we have a leaving current. So what will be the polarity? Negative polarity. When you have the entering current, mutual voltage will be positive. When you have a leaving current, the mutual voltage will be negative. So here, as far as this dot is concerned, it's going to be a leaving current. Current enters and this side it's leaving. It's a leaving current. So now here we have a negative polarity. So minus plus, here also minus M into di by dt, here also minus M into di by dt. So L1 into di by dt, L2 into di by dt, minus M into di by dt and minus M into di by dt. That's the reason. Here the total inductance is L1 plus L2 minus 2. This is for the series connected. Only when you have two inductances connected in series. When you have two inductances connected in series. So now next we are going to see the combination with resistance and inductance, because this inductance may have some series resistance, right? So now we are going to maybe that we will continue in the next class. We are going to consider the circuits with resistance and inductance combination and with different combination, series, parallel connection, all those things. Okay, we'll do the analysis. Any doubt so far in this? Any doubt in this?
Ma'am, once you explain series opposing connection, ma'am, I didn't understand that.
Okay, series opposing connection is not clear. Okay, it's very simple. I will explain you. Only thing what you have to remember is, see, I have my, the dot rule is clear for everyone, no? There is no logic behind and all, because it's very difficult to determine the mutual voltage in a circuit. So now they are going for this convention. With the convention, we are able to determine the polarity. Okay. So now my current is entering current. My current is entering current. So as far as this dot is concerned, okay. So due to this current, I have the mutual voltage here. Okay. Due to this current I will have the mutual voltage at coil 2. Okay. Similarly, due to this current, current, we'll have the mutual voltage at coil 1. Okay, because we have the current flow in both the coils. So we'll have mutual voltage at both the coils. Okay. So now this mutual voltage we will try to find out. So this mutual voltage is due to this current. Okay. So now here for the second coil, the dot is placed here. So my current is a leaving current. My current is a leaving current. So as per the second dot rule, if the current is leaving at the dot, then the mutual voltage, the reference mutual voltage at this coil is going to be negative. So minus M into di by dt. Okay. So now we will try to find out the mutual voltage at this coil. Okay, mutual voltage at this coil with respect to this current. Okay, so I'll have a mutual voltage at coil 2 due to this current. Okay, so now at this dot side we have the entering current. So how will be the voltage? This voltage will be positive. Okay, when you have an entering current, mutual voltage will be positive. Okay, so this is positive, but still my V2 is measured like this. So voltage at this point is going to be minus M into di by dt. So here leaving current, so my mutual voltage is negative. Whereas here we have an entering current, my mutual voltage is positive only, but still my voltage is measured here, so it is written as minus M into di by dt. That's all, very simple. Okay, so I have both minus M into di by dt. That's the reason we are getting L1 plus L2 minus 2 for the aiding connection. Is this clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll continue with the other combinations probably in the next class.
Ma'am, can you upload the PPTs of module 2?
Module 2, I did three-phase circuits. I hope I have uploaded. I don't remember. Three-phase circuits I didn't do, right? Okay, for single phase I did all the PPTs. Three-phase circuits I will check. If it is not uploaded, I will do that.
Ma'am, it's only uploaded till inductor capacitance.
Power. I think I have uploaded power also. 1 minute. Let me check here.
Power and AC circuits are
Power
also
and
been
AC circuits
uploaded.
is uploaded, ma'am.
Yeah, it's uploaded. No, that's all right. So only three-phase circuits are pending. Okay, power and AC circuits, capacitance and inductance, and AC circuits I removed because that was done before your CAT 1 also. Okay, so now three-phase circuits is yet to be done. I will upload that now after this class.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so 1 minute, don't leave. I'll just note down your attendance.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. We'll see you in the next class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
See you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye.